What up, everybody? 505 interview series coming at you with a very special show. I know. I said last week, no show this week. I know it. I was like, we're not going to do a show. But I had an opportunity that came down last second, and I can't say no. So tonight, special show. We're going to have a release party for the brand new cigar and collaboration cigar from the Cigar Clowns and the Chaffiot collection. So I'm excited to smoke this cigar. This is also a charity stick where portions of the proceeds will go to helping alleviate the issues involved with human trafficking and sex trafficking out there, because it is an issue and a problem, and this is Cigars going to bring an awareness to that. And Chaffiot collection, that is what they are all about. And so teaming up with the great people over at the Cigar Clowns, just seemed like a all natural. And when the clowns reached out to me and said, hey, we want to do a release party on your show. And I said, of course, whatever you want, because I can't say no to the clowns. I can't do it. But before I bring our guests on tonight, just a reminder, pinned up in the comment section, there is my link tree. Click it. Go support my advertisers and sponsors. They help keep the programming running on the show, and your support helps out a lot. Whether you're looking for cigars, whether you're looking for accessories, preferred retail shops, it's all there with promo codes to save you some coinage. So go support them, because they support me and they support the content out there that you all show up for every week for the ass clowniness that I provide for you. So without further ado, we're going to bring on Raymond Kane of the Cigar Clowns and Justin and Crystal from Chaffiot Collection. Welcome, everybody.
Hello. Happy Monday.
That was impressive.
Yeah. It was just a introduction.
Very
impressive.
I was going to go with everybody's favorite clown, Ray, but, I don't want to hurt Joe's feelings.
At least some people know. Joe's got his fan base. I have mine. It's all right.
So, all right. Well, hand it over to you guys, Justin and Crystal there. Go ahead. I'll let you guys introduce yourself a little bit for people who may not be familiar with you or your brand.
Yeah. So I'm Justin. This is my wife, Crystal. We are a husband and wife partnership cigar brand.
So he's my favorite Chaffiot by default.
Yeah. Likewise, babe. Likewise. Yeah, man. We've been doing this since mid to late 2019, and our goal is to release quality, premium, unique handmade cigars to the market with a mission to fight and eradicate human trafficking. So we've been doing that since 19, and it's been quite the journey. And I would say so far, this is probably the pinnacle of our, career in this, just because we're partnering with the highly esteemed, highly illustrious Cigar Clowns. And, so we're very honored to do that. And man, it's been a wild ride, but this has been probably the most exciting thing we've ever done, is doing this with the Clowns. So yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Excellent. And of course, Ray may not need any introduction, but Ray, go on ahead. I'll hand it off to you.
You want me to allow me to reintroduce myself?
Yes,
I'm Ray, a.k.a. the Teflon Don of the Cigar Clowns, one of the many Cigar Clowns. If you don't know me by now, by being on with Danny multiple times, guest hosting, hanging out, live Herbs, live IGs, then you've been sleeping under a rock. But anyway, yeah, man, just to kind of follow with Justin and Crystal, I consider both of them immensely to be my brother and sister of the leaf. This is a project that's been talked about for going on, I'd say, almost 2 years now. We kind of, came together at an event that we won't speak about, which was actually a blessing for both of us, because we've kind of grown from that aspect, for people who do know about it. And myself and Justin developed a really, really good relationship. Especially with the backing of OGT and Eric at OGT. Shout out to Eric at OGT. Last year, we had a couple of spots on his top 10, and these guys took home the first place last year, and they were on the top 10 list again for OGT for this year, along with us. And we got a big fan base out in California, and we kind of put our two heads together with these guys coming along and building a stellar friendship, brotherhood, sisterhood with these two. What they're doing, and a lot of people who don't know about them need to know about them, because what they're doing behind the scenes, number one, for what their cause that they're doing, we're doing this charity thing for, is monumental, and it's something that needs to be heard. And they're putting a voice to something that needs to be out there, which was one of the big draws for us. When we first initially started our conversation, began a friendship, which is now a business friendship, besides being a friendship, and we consider these guys to be family.
Right back
And it's an honor and a pleasure to be working with the both of them to do this and to bring this to light and shed some light on it with two, boutique brands that are up and coming and have gotten a lot of love and support from the community. It's a stellar project that we've been working on for a long period of time, between, getting the cigars done and back and forth with press releases and artwork and whatnot. And it's been an absolute pleasure. And, this is something that we've been looking forward to doing for a long period of time. And we're actually happy, Danny, that you were able to fill us in and having kind of like the first, big initial release for this project. We've been teasing it a little bit along the lines here. I know Eric has a special version of this project, which, I'm sure the Chaffiots will get to in a little bit. But I just want to pay kudos to them. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here with you guys. It's an honor and a pleasure to be going through this process with you guys on this project. It's something we've been looking forward to, like I said, for a long period of time. It's something we look to do in the future, moving ahead with this. But yeah, it's been a hell of a lot of fun, a lot of good conversations, a lot of good laughs. It's nice to have some young bucks in the game, get together and be able to, put out such a special project that we think everybody's going to love. And it's for a great cause, and it's for a great movement. And we're totally stoked to be a part of it.
Couldn't have said it any better, man.
I know. And I haven't smoked this Lancero in a while, and it is fire. Good. Ooh, it's good. So sorry. I was just like, this is like delicious. All right. Anyhow, sorry.
Well, so to Justin and Crystal there. So when did you decide, I'm a consumer, but I think that I got the chops to be a brand and to put out good cigars?
We still kind of question whether we have the chops, but
I can tell you straightforward, everything I've had from you guys have been fire.
I can second that motion.
Bro, I still feel like I'm in over my head like every day.
Nah.
Too. But no, man, I don't know. Like, I mean, probably, I guess we had the balls and the confidence to start doing this, back in 2018. That's when the thoughts started forming about it. We had just gotten back from a counter trafficking conference, and we were smoking cigars on the porch after it, after this horrendous testimony we heard of a woman getting trafficked by her dad when she was 3 years old up until she was 18. And we're like, holy shit, this is the most saddest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. Yeah. Like, what do we do? And we were both smoking cigars. She was smoking cigarettes at the time. I got her off of
Thank you. We
cigarettes.
Don't have to continue.
Yeah, but she doesn't even smoke anymore. It's been great. That was a fun transition. But anyway, we started doing that. We just said, look, man, we both really enjoy cigars, and I have a great relationship with my local shop owner. I know he knows some people, and so it was just really organic, man. Anyway, to answer your question, we gained the confidence like in 2018. I went down to the Great Smoke Festival and in West Palm, and
he went by himself because I was newly pregnant. So I think he decided if I'm going to start something, I better do it now. And I made him a really crappy business card, he will tell you. And he went down and he was like, I'm going to find a manufacturer.
Had an LLC and a business card, man. That's it. No experience at all in this except just, consuming, right? And there's like 45 different manufacturers. 3 of them gave me the time of day just because the FDA paranoia was so high at that point, in the industry. And and we got our foot in the door with one manufacturer, and that went well for releasing our first product back then. But then we met Z from Cordoba and Morales, who was really great friends, best of friends with the local shop owner here right by my house. And we hit it off, and I gave him a stick, and I was like, hey, man, this is my idea about raising awareness for human trafficking, and this is what we want to do. These are the organizations we want to donate to, all that stuff. And he gave him the cigar, and he's like, this cigar is okay. I can definitely make you something better. And that's what happened, So I don't know, man. It's just taking a leap of faith and just talking to people, knocking down doors and seeing what happens. That's all you can do. And
right.
Everyone does,
I think, sticking with it too, because let's be honest, you don't get rich quick out of the cigar industry. So you've got to have a love and, the tenacity to keep pushing through when the dollars don't make sense. So that's,
right.
A lot of people probably can throw a band on something, but to stick with it and, really produce a good quality product and stay with it is
you
different.
Really got to love it, man. You just really got to love it, But,
so where did the concept idea come for the Goldie Grace?
Ray, go for it.
You want me? Listen, everybody knows this is more of putting you guys to the front. I'm just here to just kind of hang out and push and whatever you need from me. I'm here. This is you guys, man. Listen. Let's put it in this perspective, right? When we were sitting down, kind of chopping ideas back and forth with one another, which is, I got to say, it was a great it is a great collaboratory effort when it comes to the concept for the design and the name. We kind of bounced ideas back and forth what we were looking for. We kind of wanted, when I approached Crystal and Justin about the project, because I obviously, a lot of people know, a lot of people may not know, I handle a lot of the band art and band concepts for our brand, along with everybody else in the group. But I kind of decided to sit there and do my due diligence with research and stuff like that. And me and Justin went back and forth with ideas for a while, just going back and forth. And we kind of wanted to make it, I kind of wanted to follow off of their Freedom Fighter cigar band, because I love the band art for that concept. The cigar was amazing. I was able to have it at OGT for the first time when I got there. Eric handed it to me, but wouldn't even let me buy one because you have to smoke, Chaffiot stick. I'm like, I was going to buy a bunch anyway, but if you want to give me one, I'm going to smoke it. And that was the first cigar I smoked when I got there, FYI. And I loved it, as they know, and I praised them for it. It was a phenomenal project. It was a great job on the project. I kind of want to, with their whole mission of the, human trafficking, sex trafficking with the Freedom Fighter, and I was obsessed with the bloody knuckle band concept that they use in their projects. And I kind of wanted to go off of that motif, and going back and forth with Justin, I'm like, we should kind of, I feel like with your logo, it's a very classic logo, the Chaffiot collection. It's very like, early 50s-esque. Like, what if we kind of, go like, Dark Knight detective kind of, theme. We didn't know if we were going to go male or female, and kind of started off there, and it kind of blossomed from that. And then I kind of, started messing around with my, the tools that I use to kind of come up with a couple of concepts. And I was really kind of struck because I actually had watched it. And I told Justin this. For some reason, strange reason, Sin City was on. And I love that movie. And I got right, and we talked about it, and the blonde Goldie and the thing was kind of caught my eye, and that whole black and gray with the color, colors when it needed to be in the film. And it's such a good film. If you haven't seen it, it's a fantastic film.
Love it.
And that was kind of my inspiration for the project. And I wanted to give this 50s detective crime fighter vigilante kind of vibe, and then the female kind of feeling. I was kind of there's a couple ones I kind of bounced off of both of them with everybody, and then we came up with the concept that we have for the project. And we was to search for the name, and they're like, oh, we started talking about Sin City again and Goldie, but we wanted to not name it just Goldie. We wanted to give it its own entity and its own name. So Goldie being the forefront of it with the Goldie Grace, kind of gave it her own name, her own entity, fighting the good fight of, being out there and fighting against this and protecting, people and stuff like that. So that was kind of, the whole, inspiration for the band concept. I mean, if you want to kind of take it from there, I mean, that's kind of where it started.
Like you hit it on the mark, man. And just, kind of piggybacking off that, like, it was really cool being a part of the creative process, like with Ray. Like, this dude is so freaking creative, and just seeing the tools that he works with and how the ideas kind of form in his head, and we're bouncing back and forth, going through things. And that was just a really, really fun process to be a part of,
Smoked many cigars, and he was like literally shooting us art like as we're on his
it's
look at this, and
super organic, you know. And that's I love doing business that way. It's nice to do business that way with people who have capacity, but I mean, the Sin City thing was it though. Like that's what kind of sold it for us. And it's funny because like but if you watch the movie, like Sin City, like Goldie, she's a prostitute in the movie and she gets killed, right? To me, that actually hits home with the whole human trafficking thing because that happens in human trafficking. So I really took that to heart, you know, and I really feel like that was a good play on the mission, you know, that we're doing. So, you know, that really hit it for me. But it's just an organic process, you know. And we were both available, both calling each other at random parts of the night, and you know, just seeing what happens, get the creative juices flowing, you know. So,
well, the clown logo is so strong that we knew
and that's
it had to have the clown in it. Like there was not gonna, you know, we had to have the clown. So it just worked out perfectly to incorporate the bloody knuckles and the clown together. And you know, she's fierce and she's mysterious and she's passionate. And so I think hopefully people will feel the same way about the cigar too.
Yeah,
and I feel like it's a true adaptation of both brands in the mix of that band as a whole, with the city aspect and both of our logos being in the physical image and the message of end it, the hashtag end it with the X, and then having, you know, the showcasing of the bloody knuckles and the female clown, and you know, Goldie big up in bright lights on top of the building. When you look at the band, I mean, the artwork and the, you know, the elongated, you know, it's the first time we've done a elongated band. I know it's the first time you guys have done a elongated band on a stick, and it kind of, everything kind of just fit perfectly in the whole concept of bringing it to mindset between us, to bringing it to you know, paper, let's call paper, and then actually having it digitized and seeing it, because, you know, seeing it on the band, from seeing it to where it started, is just like, holy shit, like, wow, like this is fucking cool.
Right.
Well, you know, and Ray, you had talked about last time I had you on that you've been looking for projects to incorporate more female clowns in, whether it be like how you designed Goldie, or whether you go to that 1980s, 1990s kind of chola clown that you've been trying to find something. So it seems like, you know, you really touched on something that, one, you were looking for within the project of the cigar, two, that fit in with what Justin and Crystal do within their own brand as well. So it was kind of a nice fit.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, to kind of follow off of that, I mean, you know, not discrediting that, you know, men aren't involved in this, or, you know, anybody of any type of gender is not involved in this. It wasn't, you know, I just felt as using the female character for this was, you know, something that needed to, it was like, you know, just that grittiness of having a female be the focal point for this project. But that was just my mindset going into it.
Yeah, and it works perfectly because, again, females are the ones who are victimized the most in this whole human trafficking problem we have. And the violence is always directed towards females, you know. So having a female, you know, as the image of the logo on this band, stand up for herself and kick ass, and, you know. So it just worked. It worked really, really well.
I know a lot of people save their cigar bands, as you know, but I think this is one where they're gonna display it. And we already have one guy that said he's gonna get the tattoo of Goldie. So we're
That's true.
I may have to get that.
So when you guys came up with the blending concept here, did you go through your manufacturer, Justin, Crystal, or Ray? Did you go through one of your manufacturers on this?
I think we're keeping that. I was gonna say, are we keeping that undisclosed? Are we keeping that close to the chest, or are we letting that out to the public?
I don't know. I guess it's now time, so y'all got to decide.
Oh, I didn't mean to put anybody on the spot.
No, not at all.
Well, somebody close to us. I don't know.
I like keeping a little bit of element of mystery in this. I mean, you know, people always do their homework. I'm sure they'll find out eventually, but you know, we'll just
like
leave
the
it
mystique
in the mysterious realm right now.
But we did start sending samples, you know, back and forth, and we arrived at this one. We smoked it a few times all together on a Zoom, and it
was a Lancero project to first start out.
Yeah,
with,
it started as a Lancero project. And then we all said, "This is great. Let's move forward." And that was kind of like, okay, let's go.
Yeah, and then it kind of morphed into the Corona Gorda, you know, and that was mainly due just because I think everybody knows like the Lancero market can be kind of tough, just being realistic about it. It's not everyone's favorite Vitola to go to, but the ones that go to Lanceros, they eat them up, they're
right.
But, so we said maybe it's smart to have another Vitola just so we're not limiting ourselves to that demographic who prefers only that one Vitola. So with this cigar, we didn't want to go past a 46 gauge just because we thought that would kind of, make the blend a little more funky. It wouldn't hit as right. So we capped it at a 46 and we landed on the 5.5 by 46 of Corona Gorda. And, we thought it was a banger. So we did that in the Lancero.
Excellent.
I saw Kyle just asked if we were going to be doing a noir of Sin City and make it real gritty. And we kind of did a teaser. If you go to any of our sites, I got to be Goldie because I knew when we did this, Eric over at OGT does these great vignettes for his releases. And I was like, I want to be Goldie. So we actually flew to California and he did do a tiny little teaser, and it does have like a little noir feel to it. So that was kind of our little
very noir
at that. So yeah, check that out, Kyle.
And cigar going to be available most places that sell Clown and Sheffield collection sticks as well.
Well, that's a great question because we're really doing limited release for this cigar. So we have a select amount that are going to retailers, and we're going to be doing a virtual HERF on the 29th. And so that'll be really awesome, but those are definitely limited. And then they're going to be actually coming on cigarsagainsttrafficking.com. And so we're selling them in 5-packs. And once they're gone, then we gotta, either order some more or figure out what the next project is or whatnot. So it is limited. So I would say, there'll be a few different places, but.
All right. Just out there for people who may have a shop around that sells Clown sticks, if they were going to be included in the drop, or if this was just, like you said, a limited drop out there that only select retail.
We hope eventually to, be able to get it into all the retailers that want it. But right now we're just kind of making it exclusive,
Sure. I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. And I think the thing that surprised me is I got introduced to your brand late last year through Eric and the OGT Society, and you blew me away with the Hear No Evil. I was like, I didn't feel like I ordered enough of them because I was giving them out there. I'm like, have you smoked this? You guys, you gotta try this. And then I realized I'm out, and then I couldn't get any more. And I'm like, oh, I gave more away than I wanted to, but it was so good. And then the Bloody Knuckles, awesome, the Bloody Knuckles that dropped late last year. Again, another one. It just, I don't know how much of a hand you have in with the blending process in this, but you've got something that's unique and distinctive that nobody else out there has in their cigars. And I think that's what makes you stand out, because I'm blown away by everything that I've had from you guys so far. I've had 3 different sticks from you, and all 3 sticks, I'm just like, awesome. These guys, they got it. They know what they're doing.
That's great, man.
See, Justin, you do know what you're doing. He did. He worked about a year on the Freedom Fighter, back and forth, tweaking things. So he had a really big hand in that, as well as all the other blends as well. Thankfully, our Z is really good to us. And even though we're small, he lets us move, change, do things, and try things. And so it's been a great collaboration with him too.
Yeah. I mean, if it's, I feel like you're only as good as your manufacturer that you're partnering with, and it's nice to have that level of flexibility with your manufacturer I feel like the motto is like, if it's available, if whatever you want to do is available, then it's definitely possible, so it's kind of open terrain in that way, which is nice. So, there's a lot of freedom that we have with our relationship.
No pun intended, freedom fighter.
Yeah.
I mean, can we just put it out there that this is a fucking Lancero and the clouds that are coming out of this thing?
No, I'm like barely drawing, and it's like
I'm not even trying hard.
I'm not even trying hard either. So I'm like, if I try really hard, I'm gonna embarrass myself.
So one thing I've noticed as I've kind of gotten into this cigar and it's heated up is I feel I do pick up the essence of what I expect from the clowns out of it, but I also pick up a lot of that uniqueness that I've picked up, that I've gotten accustomed to from your brand as well. So I really feel the two have really married very well with the styles, because your cigars are complete opposites of what you put out. And so I think you found a way to harmonize kind of both what I expect from the clowns and what I've come to expect from you.
Yeah, no,
that's a great compliment.
That's a great compliment. We appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Feedback. Yeah, man. Especially, look, man, the clowns with the sticks that they put out. I mean, it's banger after banger. You know, I remember smoking again, like the old school. Like I'm talking like the Captain Spaulding, the Mark, and Kringles, like all that stuff. And you know, right from the get-go, they hit the market with an amazing product. And, you know, so the fact that we're here with them now, I mean, it's a real honor for us to do it. But, you know,
likewise.
Yeah. But so it's cool. We'll see where this goes, you know. We'll see where this goes.
I think, I mean, like as I told people the other day, I go, look, when you get one brand that does nothing but make bangers, and you put them together with another brand that does nothing but make bangers, well, now you've got a super banger of a stick. I had no doubt I was going to love this stick. I had no doubt. It wasn't like I'm going to smoke it. Well, maybe I had no doubt, just because of what I've expected, you know, over the last 4 years with the clowns, and really over the last year with you guys. What I've come to expect, and I expect nothing less than greatness, and that's what I'm getting. I mean, the stick's phenomenal. The taste is, like, I can already tell you that I'm already starting to drool. So we got to pull it out. It's got to get pulled out.
That's fantastic.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Fantastic.
Right? So
awesome.
You know, it really, you know, it really hits. It really hits really good. I mean, you know, I had an idea of what I was going to expect, but it has gone a different direction, which I think is good, because it threw me for a loop from what I expected to get out of the smoke.
Yeah, for sure. I'd say it's probably more, I mean, very full-bodied, full-flavored cigar, for sure. Strength-wise, probably a solid medium, maybe medium plus, you know. But, yeah, I'd say it's definitely more unique than your typical Habano that's out there, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Not overwhelmingly spicy by any means, but there is some good white pepper there, you know. I get some nuttiness, some cashew, some cinnamon notes in there as well, you know. But
I do. I pick up the cinnamon roll, like
cinnamon
right off the bat. I mean, it's like I feel like I'm walking through like Cinnabon. It's just that distinct taste that just kind of lingers on your mouth. It's there with the. I mean, it's very, very prevalent.
No, that's awesome, man. Thank you. And like we haven't, the Freedom Fighter was our first one. We were working with box press cigars, you know. So this is our second box press that, you know, Crystal and I have been a part of. Ray, I think you've been a part of a few box presses, you know. But
box.
Yeah, so it's new to us, you know. To still work with box press, but you know, we enjoy it for sure.
It is. It's good. So what drew you to wanting to help out victims of human trafficking and sex trafficking? Because that's a massive part of who you both are and your brand. So what drew you to going, we want to help these people out? And well, if we can put out something that can also financially help and support, we want to do it.
Yeah. So Justin wanted to, you know, he was interested in doing a cigar brand, and I'm like, listen, if we do something, we got to do something good with it. So it was around that time that we had gone to that anti-trafficking event, and we were just so rocked. And we were like, as we're sitting there, we're like, men are primarily the consumers. And the cigar industry is a male dominated industry, which there are more ladies coming up. But, so we thought, hey, you're sitting smoking a cigar for at least 45 minutes to 2 hours. That could be a really good opportunity. Cigar industry is community and it's conversation. And so we thought, gosh, we could really do something with cigars. And it takes money to, fight trafficking. It takes money for, safe houses, and it takes money for restoration. I mean, this is a lifelong partnership with survivors. And so, they're always fundraising and always doing things. And we thought, gosh, we could give a portion of the proceeds back and have conversations and get to talk about the mission and bring awareness all at the same time. So it just made sense to move forward with the idea. And since we've given over, I think, $10,000 to local organizations and a few worldwide organizations, we've climbed 26 miles in the enchantments to raise awareness. We smoked, hundreds of cigars, but at the end of the day, if one person hears something on a podcast or in a conversation and they go, oh, I didn't realize that. And they change a behavior that would help fuel trafficking, or they are now aware and they see something and say something to help someone get free, then that's, worth the cigar's weight in gold. That's where we go. Okay. And it usually does happen when there's one person that's like completely flabbergasted. They didn't know something about something. And then we go, okay. Yeah. That guy could then, make a ripple effect. So it just really,
no, for sure. I mean, and I think I agree with all that. I for the cigar part, I think we're blessed because, again, if you're putting out a shitty product, no one cares how noble your mission is. That's just the reality. And so I think the product has to stand behind the mission as well. So I don't know. It's both. The mission has to stand behind the product, but again, like, you have to have a really good product if you want to get this message across. I
think you've got a fantastic product. I mean, when I started researching you guys last year and I saw what you were about and what and your passion behind saving victims of trafficking, immediately I was like, you know what, this is a brand I can get behind because they have a statement that's not, I just want to have a cigar to have a cigar. I want to have a cigar and help change at least somebody's life, maybe one person's life, maybe more. But I think that's important for a lot of brands out there, especially small brands or newer brands, because you don't really know what they stand for. And you guys have put it out on your, you really put your heart out on your sleeves on this. That this is what we're passionate about, and we want you to come along for the ride with us if you want to come along.
It's definitely not the most popular sexy choice. I mean, you look at cigar influencers and different things, and there's a lot of other things besides cigars going on, and we definitely have faced some opposition just with people saying, just the mission's not going to get you far, and we're like, you know what, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you think, but we're going to keep pressing forward. And so, I mean, it's been unpopular for sure. But, hard things can be unpopular. People don't want to think about trafficking because it sucks. It's horrible, so.
It is. But I think you said something important, is that the fact that you've now drawn attention to it, and, hey, if you see something that doesn't seem right, say something, whether it may be something or not. You know what? You've at least it's planted in the back of somebody's mind out there, especially if they've enjoyed something you've put out. That doesn't look right. You know what? You could be completely wrong, but at least it's drawn your attention that something just didn't feel right to you.
Exactly, and it's like we always have to remember why we got into this in the first place, and it truly was it truly was the mission. I'll just be completely honest with you. We did have a love for cigars, and I think the love and passion of cigars and the mission have kind of grown simultaneously together, but it really was the mission was the core start of this. And I can't lose sight of that. And we can't be silent about it either. Like, I'll be honest with you. Like, we've faced some opposition from some shops because they didn't, some of the stuff we said, they didn't like some of the stuff we said about pornography. We've pissed off influencers because, we're calling out the sexualization of the cigar industry. It's like, why are you cheapening the product? All that stuff. And people don't like that, but it's like, at the end of the day, I think there was some quote was that like silence is, I can't remember what it was.
Well, it's part of the hear no, speak no, see no. Like,
silent, then you're the enemy. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, like, you can't be silent about things you're convicted about. So.
I mean, I can't help that I'm sexualized. I mean,
you are sexy. I will give you that.
I mean, I can't help. I try not to, but it's no. I get you, and I think it also.
You can do that with your shirt on. See, I mean, that's what we're saying. You can be sexy with some clothes on.
Look, I understand that the dad bod is what everybody's into now, but gotta leave a little to the imagination for disappointment later.
Peak male performance.
That's right. But I think it's also important because even in especially Honduras and Nicaragua, where there is major issues with human and sex trafficking out of those countries, they're massive countries that we enjoy tobacco from. And I think that it also draws attention to the fact that you're enjoying something that from a country that you may love their tobacco, but they also have issues, and you're supporting us because we're trying to help and support them as well. And so you're making this it's just not, hey, you know what, you may have pissed some people off, but at the end of the day, I think that your mission stands true to who you are as people. And I think that's important. I think that's why you put out bangers. Your stuff is fantastic because that passion you have for trying to help people who are being victims, you've also put that passion into what you're creating with a product.
Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, if people would get pissed off about what human trafficking is, and especially sex trafficking, like, people should be pissed off. Like, children and women are being raped every night for profit, and that should piss people off. So I guess if we're, going to get pissed off, let's all agree that that's wrong. It's like, oh, okay, I mean, on a human level, we can agree that's not good. And then go from there, but the organization we actually are donating the proceeds to is called Bikers Against Trafficking. And the founders were actually both trafficked as children by their families, and that's so common in the United States. And there's cigar smokers from every walk of life that are Boy Scout, I'm touching on you, right? There's scout leaders, there's teachers, there's just kidding. There's all kinds of different people in all walks, but kids are being trafficked, and they are being trafficked 60% of the time by family members. So you never know which child that you're going to encounter, your kids' friends or whatnot, that may, be being trafficked. And if you can spot something and know that goes on and recognize the signs, I mean, it's wild. It's really wild, but everybody can play a part. And so Bikers Against Trafficking, they're just incredible. They do everything from run safe houses, rescuing victims. They provide long-term support and counseling, aftercare. I mean, they're just phenomenal. So they were a clear choice for us because they were the reason we actually really did get into the industry. But also they're nationwide, and they're doing just really good boots on the ground work. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
This is fantastic.
Thank
you. So getting to know you guys a little bit more through with the show tonight on here. So when you have an idea for a cigar and the concept, how is your plan put into play to go, all right, I want to put out another stick and this is what I'm thinking?
Yeah. So, I mean, with us, it really all depends what I'm smoking like at that time, So, I mean, if I'm like lately, I've been into Pennsylvania broadleaf lately. So that's kind of on my radar. So, you know what I mean? It just depends what I'm enjoying, you know what I mean, at the time, and that gives me inspiration.
But he's got a great mind for marketing. So he'll come up even with an idea and then work backwards.
Yeah, sorry. Are you talking about the marketing idea or the cigar?
No, just, you know, the concept for, you know, like, you know, so you draw an idea for what you kind of want to do blend wise based upon what you're into at the moment. So that was kind of what I was getting at there.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, you know, palates change too, quite a bit. You know, I mean, you can smoke a cigar and not really care for it, and then maybe go back to it 2 years later and you're like, wow, this is actually really, really good. You know, or it's vice versa. You know, you can hate it, then come back to it 2 years later and love it. So I feel like because palates are always changing, inspiration is always changing for blends, and ideas start forming. And I feel like it's just kind of, it's open terrain, you know what I mean? So, but to answer your question, it's really kind of dependent what I'm smoking more frequently in the moment, just trying stuff from other brands. You know, I look to other brands for inspiration all the time, you know, because there's so many good cigars out there.
With the Freedom Fighter, for instance, our local coalition was called Freedom Fighters. And so we worked with them for several years, and the End It movement, which is kind of the general term for ending human trafficking, is an X. And so Justin came up with the idea for the Freedom Fighter that way. And, you know, so sometimes it's like we come up with the idea first and then go with the blend, or then, you know, vice versa, and find a good blend and go, you know, what can I call it?
Like Hear No, See No, Speak No is kind of both. Like for example, like Speak No Evil, I was smoking a lot of Eddie Ortega at the time, which was, they came out with the Warrior Joe. That was a part of the Wild Bunch series in 2013. I have to give Eddie credit for, like, I think he played a big role in kind of doing the whole limited edition thing before it became really, really big. Like the Wild Bunch, I feel like was, I don't know if it was the catalyst to that, but pretty close, you know, pretty close to the whole limited edition thing. But I love that Warrior Joe Sumatra cigar. I still love it to this day. If you can find a box, I don't know if they're out there anymore. But anyway, I was smoking that, and that's what led me to do, you know, Speak No Evil with the Sumatra wrapper, just because I was smoking the shit ton of that at the time. So a lot of it's inspiration again from other blends, and then it's just, you know, just being open-minded, you know, getting kind of silly and goofy with it, and, you know, spitting ideas back and forth, and, you know, seeing what works, you know. But the Cigar Clowns, I feel like they kind of nailed it with that stuff, because their marketing is so unique, and they can do so many different caricatures and so many different renditions of clowns. And like, for example, like how they hit me with their marketing, it was the Aftermath cigar, Ray, that you guys, and that was a broadleaf, right? Was it Connecticut broadleaf?
No, it wasn't a Connecticut. It was just a broadleaf.
Great cigar. I remember Ray told me that was based off, the logo was based off the book of Boy Out of Brooklyn. And I remember going online and checking about what that book was about. And, you know, so now I want to read the book, and it's like, you know, there's so many things you can do with marketing inspiration and stuff like that. So I don't know how it works for you, Ray, but that's just, I don't know. That's how.
Yeah, no, to kind of even follow up on that was kind of the inspiration behind Goldie Grace too, because we were having, I think it was just me and you one night. We were on the phone for like 2 hours, and we were just shooting the shit, smoking a cigar, and we started talking about movies, and then we just our love for movies and horror genre and everything else, and then it kind of sprung up the idea with the you know, Sin City, and, you know, after I saw it, and then talking about that, and then that kind of was the catalyst to kind of, you know, move that, you know, project forward, you know, with this whole thing. But yeah, it's just, you know, it's finding inspiration where you can find inspiration, man. It's just, you know, that's the one thing I think that's great about our brand is, you know, the catalog is so dense as far as what direction you can go. And even with the projects that we have coming out for this year, like, you know, and the things that we've, you know, put into motion for this year, it's you know, the opportunities are endless for us when it comes to, you know, the branding and the marketing, which is really cool. But yeah, just it's you know, you get your inspiration from a lot of different angles. It could be a movie, it could be something that you saw, it could be something that somebody told you, it could be something you know, you read, it could, you know, it could be anything. It could be something I have a conversation with somebody and it sparks, you know, something in your mind, like, that sounds interesting. Let me kind of like, well, I can tell you right now, and I have no shame in saying I'm a Google whore. I love doing my research on Google. I'm the type of guy now, and I actually saw a reel about it on Instagram not too long ago. Like, our generation of, you know, people like will watch a movie from let's use, Jurassic Park, for instance. We Google the cast and who's in the cast and what do they look like now, and who, oh, I forgot that this person was in the movie, or, what projects have they done that I've seen them in that I don't know what movies they're in, like just stupid shit like that. But like, it's all about that funny research. It's like me, funny enough, talking about the horror genre, I had stumbled upon on Prime the new Scream movies that came out. This year's 23 rendition of number 6, and then 5 Scream from last year, and then going all the way back to 2011 with Scream 4. And I kind of stopped at 3 and never, went past that. So I was like, I Googled in order what movies, what are the Scream movies in order so I can watch the renditions that I need to. So I watched 4 the other day. I finished watching 5 today, and I started watching 6 today. Not that it's the greatest horror movie genre of all time, but the whole concept behind it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they're up to 6 now. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. So, and it became a franchise. So it's like, you kind of fall back into things that that are nostalgic that you watched, 20 years ago, that this franchise is still moving forward to this day. It's crazy.
It's like Captain Spaulding. You did the Captain Spaulding thing, and, really influenced by horror, and, it works beautifully with you guys.
Yeah.
It was a killer Connecticut, too.
Connecticut was ever released.
Yeah.
And the thing with the clowns is that they've mastered that limited edition single run cigar.
Yeah.
They've mastered it. Kind of. I equated them to they have mastered what Ezra Zion used to master, and they've got the marketing that's better than what they do behind their cigars.
Yeah.
The difference is they're not dropping a stick every 3 weeks like Ezra Zion is.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It takes
a lot of work. I mean, it takes a lot of work to do that. So people think, you just slap a band on it, and some people do, but when you're not just slapping a band on it, and there is thought, I mean, that takes a lot of work. That's why we don't do any limited, and we have a core line because we have 2 kids at, home, and we're just a husband and wife and trying to, do it and da-da-da. So it's like, we would love to do more like that, but it is a lot of work.
Yeah. It seems like Eric from OGT is kind of one of your biggest supporters and biggest retail shops that you have out there, because he's always pushing everything you guys have from the time it's like it's not even out yet. It's like, oh, wait till you see what they got coming out. I mean, it's not going to be out for 2 months, but I got to tell you, I'm like, well, great. Now you've got me excited. I want it now, though. You can't.
Mm-hmm.
Like, put it in your calendar for release. But he and Mallory are great. We got to spend some time with them, and they are incredible people. And so we're just really, really thrilled that they do believe in us so much. And they have come alongside us. But I mean, he's so passionate, and so he does things really well. And so it's very refreshing to have his kind of energy, in the cigar industry.
He's been a huge hype man for both of our brands, man. Like he's such a hype man for the Clowns and for Chaffiot, and couldn't ask for a better guy to be in your corner, truly. On the retail
Absolutely.
side, on the retail side for sure.
And he's really picky, so that says a lot too.
He is picky.
He's very picky.
Yeah, so that's the thing,
But I trust his palate, and I know that he's not going to send out or recommend anything that he truly doesn't love.
Exactly.
So that speaks volumes for your brand and what out there, because he speaks so highly of what you do, and he's featured you numerous times in the society box, just like with the Clowns, numerous times that you got a great retail partner in that. I mean, wish all retail partners were like that.
I know.
Eric's a rare gem, man, on the retailer side. He's picky, but he's also very open-minded and very reasonable at the same time, I mean, his palate's picky, and, his Vitola preference is picky, but, that's okay.
Yeah,
like,
I meant that as a compliment.
That's it's not a bad thing. But, if you're reasonable and you're flexible and you're open-minded and you'll hear people out and you'll have the hard conversations if you had to, and, he's just a great guy to work with,
And besides highlighting, the big box brands, which he does very well, he also puts the light and the spotlight on the boutique brands. He's a big advocate for the boutique brands and supports the boutique brands. And he says it in his mission statement all the time when it comes to society, man. It's just, he wants to, get people's, vision and on these boutique brands and whatnot. And, I can say with honor, and I'm privileged and humbled by that. I think we hold the record for as many times as being featured in the society than anybody else who's ever had been in the society. That's a huge accomplishment for us, and it's an honor for us to even have that title.
Yeah. No, it's amazing.
I mean, I wait for my society box every month to show up just because I don't know what I'm gonna get, but I know I'm gonna love it, and then I know I gotta buy more because, you get something great like the Hear No Evil or the Bloody Knuckles, and then I end up giving more away than I have to smoke, and then it upsets me.
You're gonna have to hide your stash. You got to make.
I'm not sure. I'm putting this out there now. If you've missed out on anything that they put out, don't hit me up for any in the future. Okay, that bank is closed. I'm no longer sharing. Okay, it's too good. It's too good to share.
We have those are limited too, so we don't know how long we'll have them, but we still have some. So if you haven't tried it, hit us up.
Well, it's like even anything else, even with the society, you guys want to touch on the special rendition of the Goldie Gray set was for the OGT Society?
Yeah, sure. And I mean, Eric, and just going back with this too, like Eric is the one, I believe, right, who introduced us. Like he's the one who wanted to set that in motion. So we met through Eric at the very beginning. So we both had a love and appreciation, respect for Eric. And then as Cigar Clowns and us started talking, we finally landed on a cigar, which is this. And we wanted to show OGT, some appreciation. That's very well deserved. And it's like, you guys have been such a big mouthpiece, really, for both of our brands. It's like, we're going to give you guys first drops on this, and so that's what we did. We wanted to honor the society by doing that. It was only available to them, So I hope a society grew, and that was part of the point too. Like we want to see a society grow as well, and what better way to do that than have this collaboration reel you in, I guess. So.
So we did a special band because our bands weren't ready yet. So he even took us without the band, and they're out right now. They're out in the society. Yep.
Yeah. So there you go.
We did send an official one, but it didn't get there in time. So I'm glad that you did have this society.
Yeah, I did.
And there's one unique characteristic that separates the Goldie Grace for the society compared to the Goldie Grace drop, and you guys can tell them what that is.
Yeah. So with the characteristic for the society, it's a shaggy foot. You got the dirty foot there. So with ours, there's no shaggy foot. It's cut. But a little bit different experience, I'd say. For the society, I don't know. We want to do something a little more special because I'm not gonna lie, like I love tasting the wrapper right off the bat. But we wanted to have the society, have that pleasure, I guess. So yeah.
Look, I bought the society box for a month, because the clowns were dropping a stick. It was only going to be available in the society box, so I jumped in on it. Cool. And then I said, you know what? I'll just give it. Let me just try it, because a few people said, "Oh man, you'll really like it if you stay with it." So then the next month's box came, and I was like, "Wow, this is this is awesome." And then the next month's came, and then it's just, I'm like, I'm good, man. I'm enjoying what I get. I enjoy some of the different, unique cigars that are out there, whether it be from a small boutique brand or whether it be a big brand, but it's something exclusive, only available to OGT.
Right.
It's definitely worth your money. I'll say that. If you're not part of the society, I'm telling you right now, you're missing out on unique experiences every month. From 1 month, it was all blend sticks. And your goal with the blend sticks was to try and work out the blend as you smoke the cigar.
Right.
It's like that's something different that you don't get from a lot of other monthly boxes out there. Is Now,
Right.
this month you're going to put together the cigar. Here's all the components to it that you're going to smoke individually, and then cigar number 5 is the finished product. So
Right.
I'm like, that's cool, and it's so different. I love it.
Yeah,
that is cool.
that is awesome. Yeah,
a cool thing.
He's a rare breed for sure.
He's innovative. I'll give him that. He's very innovative.
What do you got coming down the line later this year? Anything at all, or
with us? Yeah. So I'm forming the ideas of a new Freedom Fighter blend right now. I'm not going to disclose what I'm thinking right now, but the goal in doing the Freedom Fighter was to have a new Freedom Fighter out every year. A completely new blend. And it's funny because we've been getting a lot of positive feedback about this current one. They're like, no, keep it, like make it available for one of your core lines. But it's like, I don't know if we're going to do that. So I think we're going to stick to our original plan with coming out with new blends every year. And then, Brother's Keeper is something I've been wanting to bring back too. We've talked about that for a little while. And going back to our previous conversation about how palates change, I just feel like when I put out the cigar originally, I still love that cigar, by the way. I do not like that cigar, but for the name Brother's Keeper, to me, that's such like a hard name. It's like, I need that cigar to have a little more power behind it, a little more strength, maybe a lot more, so I'm working on something with that and possibly a rebranding Brother's Keeper as well. So it's going to be, it's going to be a brand new cigar. So those are mainly the two things on my mind right now.
We may or may not have something going on with a certain society.
Yeah.
We'll just,
we're always talking to Eric. So just be on the lookout for the fun things we're doing with him as well for this year.
Always talking to Eric.
Yeah.
I know the clowns always got stuff in the fire. Yeah. They're already working on 2026 right now. I already know.
We're always trying new blends, and our manufacturer's always giving us new things to try. And so Justin's got, a plethora of ideas and things. And so it's really just taking one project at a time and doing it really well with excellence, and go from there. So we hope that the word will spread like wildfire, and we'll all be able to do more things this year. So that's kind of where we're at.
Yeah, but again, we may or may not have extra plans with Eric as well. So just keep.
Do you feel that you're slept on brand by people out there just because you're a boutique or you're a small brand or because you do small batch limited runs?
Well, I think because our marketing budget is $0 and Justin works full time, and we just don't have the bandwidth to really probably do as much as we would like to. So a lot of it's word of mouth, and it's interviews like this one, and it's just exposing people to the brand. We're scattered throughout the U.S. in different stores, but we just, a lot of people have never heard of us, and so it's
Yeah, and it's funny, like Eric and I had this conversation not too long when we were in California. He was like, what's your biggest struggle right now as a manufacturer or a brand? And I was like, well, I feel like I need to put out more cigars. I feel like I need to put more product out in the market, product that absorbs fast and maybe more limited runs and all that stuff. And he's kind of shaking his head, looking at me. He's like, I don't really think that's it. I'm like, well, what do you think it is? And he's like, dude, you have a solid portfolio. He's like, your portfolio is there, the branding's there. He's like, you just need to get the word out more. Don't worry about putting out new product. Get the word out more. So, and I have to give him credit for that because, and that's something that I've kind of, I'm not going to lie, I haven't, we've done some things, but that particular area of our business could be improved. And that's something that I'm definitely targeting more, is just more notoriety, So, if people don't know about you, it's not their fault. You got to do more, we got to do more. So that's on us at the end of the day. So,
Yeah, exactly. So so we need to do a better job.
So if I bug the shit out of you with more email marketing this year, you'll know why. So that's what it is.
So how did you get you said you're scattered throughout shops around the country. How did they find out about you?
Instagram, and then we have a really
Instagram,
and then we have a couple of ambassadors locally here and one in California that we're now incentivizing if they have a cigar lounge they frequent, that they can go and actually smoke the cigar with the lounge owner, because we know a lot of times when you send samples, I mean, we've sent lots of samples and they get lost in the shuffle or not smoked or whatnot. So they've actually reached out to us, the ones off of social media, and asked for samples. And from there, when we go travel, we always go to cigar shops as well and go set appointments and things. So we kind of are just doing it really grassroots.
It's super grassroots.
So if you are on and you have a local cigar shop, let us know and we'll send you some samples to go smoke. But
Okay. I'm always curious because when I talk to some smaller brands and they're like, they say, I'm only, I got some in shops around where I live, but then they're like, I don't know, I get someplace in Minnesota. It's like, how'd you get there? Like, oh, they hit me up online, and I was just like, oh, okay.
Right.
That's kind of the power of social media and Instagram.
I know.
As much as it hates the cigar community out there, is also one of the best advertising tools that we have.
It's a pain in the ass too, because like Eric was talking to me more about like TikTok. He's like, bro, you gotta get on TikTok. Like that's the thing for videos now. I'm like, I'm not a fucking work TikTok. I'll figure it out, I guess. Like you gotta do those things, But we live in a digital world, so it is what it is.
But it is a tight-knit community, and we, make new friends and followers all along the way. So, I mean, it's just every day you hope you reach some more people and get some more sticks in hands.
And that's one thing I love about the cigar. I love a lot of things about the cigar community, but it's very much a shaking hands type of business. I mean, you gotta.
It's all about relationships.
It's all about relationships, and I truly feel. I mean, I obviously believe in our cigars, but at the end of the day, man, if that retailer likes you, you have a really good chance on getting on their shelf. Even if it's not that, not amazing. You know what I mean? So, but it's a lot of back and forth. It's not just one time. You got to talk to the guy maybe 3 or 4 times and smoke, 5-6 cigars with the guy. So just, that just is what it is.
We put in work too. We always try to offer, especially locally, cut and lights. So if they do bring us in, we, are happy to come and talk to their consumer and get to know them. So that way, if they are taking a chance on us, then we, try to do our due diligence too and show up.
Yeah. But shout out to you for the ambassador community thing, because you really kind of came up with that. And like Chris already touched up on that, but we have people that just kind of they're sales reps and we don't really pay them except in cigars because that's all we can afford. And they gladly do it. And shout out to Larry. He's been a main driver. Mike up in California.
Terry,
TJ Maben's been awesome. So literally it's just friends kind of doing the work for us, which is awesome, So there you go.
Nice. I think
your cigar is phenomenal. Jewel bucket worthy.
Yeah, take a picture.
Hold it up.
There you go.
Jewel bucket. All right, I got it.
Ray has made it his goal to be on my take up all 10 spots on my top 10 list every year. That's his ultimate goal, is to be out there. And every year there's 3 or 4 clown sticks that make it, and 3 and 4 sticks that are honorable mentions. There's just the consistency that the clowns put out. It's the same consistency that I get from you guys. Everything that I've had, and I've featured your cigars on the Tuesday night live review show a couple of times because I love what you put out, and you're a brand that I really vibe with and I really get behind, and I think your product speaks for itself out there. So you're slept on, but don't sleep on these guys. Don't sleep on these guys. And they put out phenomenal cigars. I mean, the first one I had blew my mind. I'm like, there's something different about these people. There's something different about them, and it speaks in the quality and the consistency of every smoke I've had from you.
That's awesome. Yeah,
man.
I know. It's like, if you don't trust us, don't trust our name. Trust the clowns. Take a chance on Goldie Grace.
And that's for damn sure. I mean, that's for damn sure. Again, going back to, you already know what they've already put out. So if they have their stamp of approval on this, I think that says something. So it's good.
Appreciate that.
The clown's name speaks for itself.
Yeah.
But I think coming together on a collaboration, you've added two fantastic brands, and you've been able to incorporate both your styles of what fans of the clowns expect out of a cigar and fans of what you put out in a cigar. And you've been able to marry them perfectly in a fantastic blend, by the way. The blend is killer.
Thank you.
Well, you're our first official, it's our first launch. So it's nice to have that stamp of approval. And, we're excited that you can speak on behalf now.
There was no doubt I was going to like the stick. The question I had behind me was, how much was I going to like it? A lot, or just a lot? And it was a lot. So you exceeded expectations out there.
Sweet.
That's dope, man. That's dope. Are you more of a box press guy?
I do enjoy.
You prefer a round cigar?
I'm a fan of a soft box press over a hard press on there. So when I get a good soft press, I think it vibes with me perfectly. It's just like something about the way I think it's aesthetic wise, how it fits in my hand, how it fits in the mouth feel of it, the drama. It's a different type of smoke than what you get a hard press. Nothing against hard presses, but
right,
they lose their form. They oftentimes have structural problems.
Yeah,
because of that, the draws tend to be
construction issues,
inconsistent. But a good soft press, it's a different cigar. And that you said that, I start thinking back some of my favorite sticks from last year, and a lot of them were soft presses.
Yeah, no, that's cool, man. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, I love the texture of the wrapper. It's definitely more silky. I love little things like that. But I think working, with a box press, just cigar nerd shit, but stuff like how it affects the flavor and what the difference is. Like if you smoke the same blend and you get a box press versus a round, and you taste little nuances and little differences here and there. But I think one of the fun things we learned while doing this was this cigar, I believe, has been pressed for about 16 hours. So about 16 to 18 hours. And we were talking about the different changes in flavor and whatnot, and he's like, you'll read a lot of stuff, but one of the main elements that really makes a box press unique for the flavor is that, when that press is held down, the leaves are shifting in that cigar, so you will get
to get into the nerd aspect on that, it opens up that airflow, so it changes that chemical composition of how the tobacco burns, so you're drawing in more oxygen into that, so it produces a brighter, bolder burn from the cigar, which I think is why you go with that soft press, because to me, I think it's a game changer in a cigar, especially if you got a good blend. You're like, the blend's good. I think it may be missing something, and just changing off to that press, all of a sudden, like nothing changed other than we moved it over to a press, and The dynamics are completely different. This is what I was wanting.
Exactly. Yeah, just learning that the leaves are in like different locations, throughout the cigar. It's like, oh yeah, you're gonna get different transitions, so it is gonna feel different in that way. I just thought that was the coolest thing. Anyway, okay.
That was something I've enjoyed, but I saw an interview that Steve Saka did, and he kind of broke down the differences between hard and soft press and why he prefers a soft press, and why he specifically blends cigars for being pressed, whether it be hard or soft, because that's what he's going for within a certain flavor profile of a cigar. And it totally made sense to me on it, because I've used enhancement accessories like Select Draw to increase and change the airflow and the dynamics of a cigar, and I've gotten a completely different cigar from a cigar that I know like the back of my hand. But with a press, you're getting that off the bat, and I think that's the cigar talks to you when you hit that aspect of like that. I got what I want out of this.
It's true, man.
Yeah, listen, Joe said it perfectly in the comments. Shout out to my brother and my partner Joe, who was supposed to be here tonight, but something came up and couldn't make it for tonight, so I'm holding the stead for us. But like you said, it's like two great craft cigar companies had a beautiful baby. It's the truth.
Yes, it is. Yeah. Ray, what do you guys got coming down the line here soon?
What do we got coming down the line? So we are in the process, as they're actually resting at the moment, for our core line, the King of Clowns. We're doing it in a non-torpedo foam, same blend. That's coming. That's resting down in the factory at the moment, and we got a really big project coming out in the middle of the year. Don't want to touch too much on that, but it's something that's going to be very highly anticipated once the starts to get leaked out about the big upcoming project we have for the year. As many of you may not know, Festivus 2023 got so delayed and so caught up, and was supposed to be here at the end of last year and didn't come till about a week and a half ago. So we had a bunch of people, were able to get their hands on it, but that was a project that we got kind of messed up on, but it is what it is. Things happen in the industry. People deal with delays and shipping and all that stuff. So that was a project that was we kind of got botched on this year, but like I said, it is what it is. But King of Clowns is going to make a reintroduction. We're doing it in the same size but non-torpedo form. That's coming. And then, like I said, we got a really big project coming, probably towards the springtime. That's going to be a big release for us that we're looking forward to.
Hell yeah.
As are we.
Yeah. Everybody is out there, I think it's always that anticipation when it's like, I'm always checking Clown social media daily, checking for email drop on something. I'm like, when the Clowns got something coming, I need to know. I need to know when I need to buy something. Just take my money. Just take my money. I honestly feel like let me just go ahead and have part of my paycheck just go straight over to the Clowns. Every month that way I can fully say stocked up in cigars throughout the year.
Pretty much, man. That Chaffiot, man, winner too, bro. Fucking love that cigar.
That was my second stick after the Goldie Grace. Listen, what I can say in a little bit of secretive form is that you will see the appearance of Festivus 2023 at some point this year. Maybe July-ish, Christmas in July, maybe something like that. We'll see. So keep your eye out for that.
Festivus out from this year, then.
Say again.
Are we going to get two Festivus sticks out this year, the 2023 and then maybe the 2024?
Of course.
I'm not going to smoke it till Festivus time anyway. It's just going to sit in my humidor for.
That's okay.
I'm fine.
We'll make sure you got a 2022 version.
I love the 2022. It was really, trying to really comparing from 2021 to 2022 was that was kind of my fun project I did over the Christmas break, which was smoke the 2023 then or 2022, and then go back and then smoke both the 2021 and 2022 at the same time and try and compare which one I like better.
Well, I apologize to you, and I'll apologize to you again. I wasn't able to make the smoke for the 2022 because, as these guys know, I was sick as a dog for Christmas. The whole week, I was in bad. Almost 2 weeks, I was in bad shape. So I was off the radar for like the whole title, like pretty much the end of the year through the new year. So,
and it's all right. I had fun. I did go live, and I decided to do a live, so I smoked it live, and then I did a giveaway. I gave a bunch of stuff away. Shout out to my sponsor, my accessory sponsor, Zyphy. They provided me with a ton of lighters and cutters and humidors. And so I just ran a giveaway and just gave stuff away and enjoyed a fantastic cigar.
That's so.
Yeah, it's not a bad night.
No, it was a great night. I was just like, I'm just going to go live and smoke it. And then I'm like, they sent me a bunch of stuff for giveaways. I'm just going to go live on Instagram. I haven't done an Instagram giveaway in a while, and give some swag away to people out there.
People love swag. They love.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure it's out there. And
one of those beanies there, right? That's pretty dope.
Yeah. Sure.
CigarClowns.com.
Yeah.
CigarClowns.com for all your cigar clown accessory needs.
There you go.
I know we didn't wear anything tonight, or we didn't shamelessly plug. Usually we're in our shirts. Oh well.
Well, it's like I tell people all the time, I don't have to wear Cigar Clown swag because I have it on me all the time. So
there you go.
It's dedication right there. I'll just flash the logo there.
There you go.
There you go.
That's right. New merch is coming soon, people. I know you guys have.
I need some of that merch, guy.
It's coming. It's coming. The old is being retired out, and a lot of people have wanted some of the newer stuff out, and I've been working with a company to get that taken care of. So there will be some stuff coming probably towards the end of spring with new 505 merch, and including bringing back the Simonini shirt and the Nutmeggy ? Shirts will also be returning back for some of you OG people from 2019, 2020 out there. That merch will be coming back with the updated logo and everything on it.
You need a Drew bucket hat.
It's coming.
As
is the shirt. The Drew bucket shirt will be coming. There you
go, Joe hit it on the head.
That's right. Bucket. Although the Drool Bucket shirt has my face on it, so
Can we get a screenshot of your face? Wait, hold on for that merchandise. Can we get a screenshot of your face from when you smoked the greenie for the first time? Come on, I just gave you a free marketing right there, bro.
The face where I was just like,
let's smack in the face.
There's no need to go any further with this.
Say, do elaborate.
Classic. And I'm not even saying that because it's a cigar that we put out. I would have said that for any cigar.
Look, I had high expectations for the cigar, but the first puff, when I started slobbering on myself after the first puff, I already knew the cigar's perfect. It's good. It's 5 stars. You can't, I can't say anything else. I don't know what you want me to say. I drooled all over myself. So,
so we can say that was the inspiration for the Drool bucket.
Yeah. Yes, it was.
So you really do drool. Like you drool.
Yes. If a cigar,
watch the video.
So the saliva glands just activate and you can't help yourself type of thing?
There's a certain flavor profile that when it hits the tip of the tongue, the middle of the tongue, the side, and the back.
Yeah.
When those flavor profiles all come together in one that's in my wheelhouse, yeah, I'll be talking and all of a sudden I'm like, oh my jeez. It just It's the way it is, you know. And I took that first puff off the greenie, and I was like, "Holy cow!" I'm like, so my initial flavors on low. I'm like, "Oh, I'm slopping. We're done. We're good. This is a 5-star cigar." Like it just hit. It hit everything that I wanted. That is in my wheelhouse flavor wise on a cigar. It hit just perfectly.
We need to repost that video and put a link for it for people to see that, because that is by far the best 505 review of all time.
I have it out there, Yeah, I have it. Maybe one of these Fridays when I don't have any repost I got to do, I'll post that back up as like a flashback Friday review on that cigar, because it was an experience on that cigar that
sounds like
that I've never had a cigar first puff that I started drooling on. A first puff. Usually, 3-4 puffs in, all right, I know what's coming. It was first puff, and I got 3 words out, and it was just like it's like a big old wet stain on my shirt. Oh my goodness.
Like a salivating dog, man. That's cool.
Well,
I don't know how you didn't market getting bibs made for that with your face on it. The kids.
I've got some stuff coming down the pipeline out there. So just be on the lookout coming towards sometime in the spring. I got stuff's coming down.
That's awesome.
Out there, man. I appreciate you guys coming on and sharing your story, and giving me the honor of kind of hosting the release party on this stick for everybody. Definitely, you guys got to pick this stick up when it drops out there. And I know OGT will be one of the shops that has it, and they do ship, so you can order from OGT when it officially releases.
Yeah, sure. We'll try to keep up to date with the shops that are doing the virtual HERF. But the good news is that anyone can join the virtual HERF. So put in your calendars for February 29th. And we're hoping that tonight, I'm waiting, we're literally in the limbo with our web developer, but he's supposed to have it up tonight for us. And we're going to do for 24 hours a discount for those who do pre-order their 5-pack. So check out cigarsagainsttrafficking.com, and it'll lead you to pre-ordering to make sure that you get your 5-pack when they do drop. So we anticipate it'll be around probably February 15th when they're in our hands, and then we'll be sending out from there. So 24 hours though, 24 hours for it'll go to cigarsagainsttrafficking.com, and then it'll shift over and we'll take the order. So
there you go. And of course, anything you want to know Cigar Clowns wise, anything you want to know with the Chaffiot collection, in the description, I got links to everything down there. So I've made it easy for you guys to stay in contact with all their social medias and websites out there. So
you're the man. Thanks.
Definitely go and click on that out there. Ray, anything you want to drop or promote?
Living the dream, babe. Happy to be a part of this collaboration. I think it's going to be big for both brands for this, the kickoff to the year. Looking forward to the virtual HERF and doing these, lives and stuff like that. And we appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to host us for the first one that we're doing for this marketing trail that we're going on for the next month, I would say. And it's always fun, getting together with you, Dan, and we appreciate the support from you for both brands. I could speak on behalf of both brands, I'm sure. And man, it's a blessing to have somebody like you in our corner, and we appreciate the love and support.
I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate the opportunity on that. I'm heading off to Vegas and TPE tomorrow, so be on the lookout over the next couple weeks for some TPE content that will be dropping over probably on my Rumble page. And next interview series will drop on February 12th. I got the guys from the Rooster Smokehouse joining me, so that will be the next live show. So come February 12th, everybody, we'll be back here. So special show tonight. I should be packing my bags, but you know, when Ray and Joe reach out, and you know, they get top priority over anything I got to do. You know,
listen, if you guys are looking for Danny at TPE, just he'll be wearing a Cigar Clown's hoodie and a Cigar Clown's hat, so you'll be able to spot him real easily.
You will be able to spot me. I will have it on at some point, probably over the next 5 days out in Vegas. So you will definitely see me. If you see anybody in clown swag, it'll be me.
Appreciate
it. Thank you again. Have safe travels, and we appreciate you.
Yeah, Danny, thank you so much, man. Seriously, I really appreciate it. And Ray, it's always awesome talking with you, man. So
I appreciate it. Again, thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity, man. And anything you guys need from me, please feel free to reach out.
Just real quick, from you can't remember. Goldie Grace.
There you go. Get you the Goldie Grace right there. Highly recommend. It is drool bucket worthy.
All right.
Everybody, take care. Be safe out there. We'll see you on February 12th. And don't do anything any of us want to do, because we're all sweet and innocent boys and girls out there. We will
speak for yourself.